Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here doing another Marvel Legends review. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of Marvel Legends Spider-Man figures to open, and one of them right here is the brand new Iron Spider from Hasbro. A deluxe figure, a little bit pricier of a figure, and I'm happy Hasbro has made another updated Iron Spider figure. The packaging looks good, aside from the whole windowless thing, which I know people are still really upset about. You get an image of Iron Spider on one side, and then you have another image of the artwork inspired by what looks like Mike Deodato. I could be totally wrong about that. And then on the back, it just shows the accessories that it comes with. You only get the thwipping hands and the fisted hands. Anyway, on the top, you get a Spider-Man 60 Amazing Years logo, and then not much more at the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. But first, if you're trying to pick up your Marvel Legends, you can do so it.
Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
Dorkside Toys is a store for you. Link below.
And here's the new Iron Spider figure out of the packaging, and there are some things here that I am actually quite impressed with. However, there are some disappointments over here. I mean, like some things that really bother me with this figure. We'll get into that, but first, let's get a closer look at the accessories, which I'm gonna complain about the accessories, and then we'll take a closer look at the figure. So with the higher price point, we get a little bit more accessories. However, we're not getting all of the accessories, and we're not getting all the accessories properly made, it looks like over here, and that's where most of the complaints on this figure come from for me. Obviously, we are missing the wall crawling hands. Again, Hasbro, I thought we were over that, but and then we also have the 3 Waldos right over here. They look good as far as their sculpt goes. I can't really complain much about the sculpting of these things. However, you're not getting all the articulation from them, and that bothers me. Also, it's just not the right gold color I'm kind of hoping for, because we have some nice looking gold throughout on the figure, which looks really good and shiny, but when you look at the plastic right over here for the Waldos, it's not the same kind of bright gold that we're seeing, like how we see right over here. And then we have only a couple of hinges, some spots over here, like this right here drives me crazy. So you have a hinge right over here, and you can rotate up there. So I guess we're getting the articulation out of the way right there on these things, which again, they're not sculpted too badly. It's just that we're missing hinges. It looks like this was supposed to be a hinge, right? Look at that. You have a groove going across, vertical groove right over there, another horizontal groove. It looks like a pin right there, but no, it doesn't move. Then we get the joint right over here, and you could rotate right there. And then this looks like it was supposed to be another hinge, just straight up and down hinge, and it would have been nice to have this. So that really frustrates the hell out of me, especially because you can't straighten this part out over here. So it ruins the fun factor for me in a lot of ways with the figure. It really does. It makes me not want to use these Waldos. Now, they're pretty easy to port in the back. I just wanted to show off the gold over here compared to the MCU Waldos that we saw with the Iron Spider, and you can port those into the back. If you're lucky enough to have an amazing Yamaguchi Iron Spider figure, you can get these Reveltech pins to go into the back as well. And that goes in there right okay, and these look the best to me to have on the figure. Like, this just looks the coolest. I like having these on there. But, I mean, this Reveltech figure is like $100. It's just so irritating. Like, you can't straighten these out completely. There's a lot of poses and restrictions over here without having all the hinges on these. So, yeah, this right here, these Waldos are a letdown. These hands actually look pretty good, and I'll talk about the metallic red that we see throughout on the figure, but I have to complain about this also. I hate it when they don't have the right trajectory with the thwipping. Like, this bothers me. See how the hinge comes straight, and then you get a little bit of an angle moving outward? I know it seems like a nitpicky, guys, but for me, this is a problem, because I always feel like he's never thwipping in the right direction. He's always angling more inward than I want his arm, you know, like his arm is facing one direction, but the wrist and the hand go a different direction, so it always makes it tricky, like getting him to look in the right direction when he's flipping. So yeah, I hate it when they do this. I wish they made it so that the groove for the pin didn't have this angle in here. It went just straight out, so that bugs me, especially because it happens to this side too, you know what I mean? You can see it comes straight and then a little bit of an angle right here. So yeah, at least these cuffs aren't removable though, so you don't have to worry about these falling all over the place. At least they're attached to the form. It's one piece. Now looking at the figure itself over here, I gotta say there are some things I really do like about it. The metallic red is something I'm very impressed by, and I think the gold on the figure itself came out looking very good and vibrant. I like it a lot. You have your hard plastic right over here, and you have your softer plastic, so you're gonna see a difference, just the way the light reflects off the figure. I gotta say though, you know, I see the difference most when I have lights shining all over it, and I just don't notice it as much without all the lights from the review station. I love the pinless joints right over here. And again, I think they did a really good job with the metallic red. It looks like there's extra care into making sure that we got a little bit less swirling in the plastic. You can see some swirling and marbling in the plastic, but to me, it doesn't look as bad as we've seen on other figures from Hasbro. Again, that gold looks great. You have the whole apparatus right over here for the Waldos. They have the butterfly joints and the nice sculpted detail in those. So I love seeing brand new sculpt right over here for a comic figure. I do think these hands have been reused though, which is another frustration, not getting the wall crawling hands, because I feel like they're just like a little on the big side. Minor nitpick, but something I noticed. Anyway, you can really see that color difference between the crotch and the hip joints right over there. Again, I don't notice it as much outside of the review station. It just pops so much more with all the lights on it. Not making excuses for it, i.e. these right here. I don't make excuses for this company, man. I'm just saying it looks good for the most part. Anyway, nice gold right over there. And yeah, there's looking at the feet and you get peg holes. While we have these horrible, horrible Waldo things over here, might as well plug them into the figure and demonstrate. I mean, it's easy to do. I think it's cool that, you know, they made this easy to work with, but, you know, still, I don't like the color. I don't like the beige. That bothers me. Damn, I think my right leg is longer than the left on this figure, right? I don't know, do you see that? It looks like the right leg's just a little bit longer. Anyway, the head articulation is good. I like that we have the disc hinge right over there. You can look all the way up and look all the way down. Shift forward and back like a pile driver, turn side to side. Head pivoting. We have some decent butterfly joints right here. Not too bad. I like those. Shoulders move up and outward, especially with all the extra sculpted stuff in there. I like that. They move all the way in. Rotate a full 360, bicep swivel. You get the pinless double jointed elbows. Then the wrist turns side to side and they all hinge up and down. You get the ab crunch forward, which really does bend forward quite a bit. At first, it seemed like it would only go up to here, but you get an extra click moving all the way in that much, and you can get them to bend back just that far. You get a waist cut here, then the hips move outward that much, and he'll kick forward and back a little bit. No drop down hips. You get an upper thigh cut. You get the pinless double jointed knees, and then I really like that you have calf rotation right here, and then the ankles move down, they move up, and he has beautiful ankle pivot. And again, the Waldos, you could rotate them. They hinge in and out, and then they only hinge right here and rotate, and up here and rotate. And by the way, not being able to get this thing straightened out is so frustrating because you can't have the third Waldo just behind him. Like, it's got to go through the legs, or you have to move it off to the side. You can't just like really splay it outward behind him. Like, it doesn't work. It's so frustrating, man. Now, to change up the lighting over here and to measure out this Iron Spider figure, you can see that he's standing at about 6.5 inches tall. And then for a Hasbro Iron Spider comparison, you can see we have our new Iron Spider compared to the Hasbro Spider-Man series Iron Spider from, I think, 2008, maybe? Or 2009? I can't remember. But yeah, this metallic red looks fantastic, and it has held up this whole time. I don't mind the metallic red on this, but I do prefer the metallic red on this, but I love the gold on this. Don't like the yellow, that we're seeing right over here. This could have been gold, but overall, I do like the sculpt more so on this newer figure. This, is extremely lanky. I think we have a better sculpt over here, but again, the Waldos still piss me off like crazy, man, but these Waldos were way too tiny. Here's our new Marvel Legends Iron Spider next to the Revel Tech Amazing Yamaguchi Iron Spider, which, costs about 3 times plus more as much as this one right over here, but it has all the things. I wanted to bring back this figure right here so we can get a nice look at all the metallic paints. I gotta say, I do like the metallic paint on this one more so than the Amazing Yamaguchi, even though it still has a nice reflective shine. I do like this color a bit more. So far though, the red on this one is still my favorite out of these 3. This one does have the worst Waldos. And then for the last Iron Spider figure comparison, you can see we have our new comic Iron Spider Spider next to the MCU Iron Spider. Then here's the new Iron Spider figure next to our Return of Marvel Legends Civil War Iron Man, or I keep calling it the Civil War Iron Man. It's the Immortal Iron Man, right? Or in the Invincible Iron Man. I get them all confused. Invincible Iron Man. We need a new version of this figure, but I do like that the reds aren't too far off from each other as opposed to some other Iron Spiders compared to this particular Iron Man. I don't know. I just want his red to match with this red because this is how Iron Man looked at the time when he built this suit for Spidey. So consistency matters to me. And then for our 60 Amazing Years of Spider-Man figure comparison, you can see we have our first appearance Spider-Man, our Stealth Future Foundation Spider-Man, and our Renew Your Vows 2-pack setup over here. And maybe not my least favorite out of these 5, but I wish I liked it a lot more. Then here's the Iron Spider next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Hey brother. Hey brother. Whoa. Hey, you look pretty shiny. I was wondering what... Huh? Whoa! 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 So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, show some love to the channel by simply clicking that like button. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And this figure does have things about it that I genuinely like. Like, the red is the thing that really stands out to me, and I love the gold on the figure too. The pinless joints, I think the pinless joints look really good on this figure. I like how shiny and reflective it is. It has a cool Iron Spider look to it. I really wish I liked this figure so much more than I actually do. It is frustrating to pose around with, and that's where it just hurts so bad because there's so many cool things about this that I actually genuinely dig, but the dislikes outweigh the likes on this one for me, man. It leaves me feeling like I don't want to pose it around. Like, I think I could have taken more pictures of this if I liked the figure more, but the frustration of posing the figure around with those freaking Waldos that just drive me nuts. Like, I hate those Waldos, especially knowing that they could have been done better if they were made the way they're intended to. It looks like somebody did not do a final check on the figure before it went out. That's what it just looks like over here. Like, on this end, somebody didn't give it a final look through, and the figure got made, and here we go. Now everybody gets crap Waldos with their expensive Iron Spider figure. The added price point bums me out. I don't like that it's extra expensive, but the fact that it's extra expensive and it has all these letdown qualities to it, it's just making it extremely frustrating. And at the price point around, what, $31.50? I'm gonna give this Iron Spider a Sun rating of...
I'll wait for the Black Friday sale.
And I'd like to know what you guys think, so let me know in the comment section below. I don't know how I would feel about this if I didn't own any other Iron Spider figures. Like, if this was the only Iron Spider-Man figure I could possibly get, I think I would still be frustrated, because then I would be on Etsy looking for a customizers, Waldos, and yeah, that would, and then there's the thing with the hands, you know, so there's still stuff there. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I'm done complaining about this figure. It really frustrates the hell out of me. If you want to see the latest in Marvel news, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and whatnot. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face.